Hello everyone. Welcome to Too Drunk to Be Sober, our very first podcast episode. So apologies if things are kind of up, like wibbly wobbly at the moment. Why did I say that, Carol?
Quite rocky.
Quite rocky. Oh, ASAP Rocky. Love that. So obviously this is our first podcast. Basically, the premise of this show is basically we want it to be like one of us is drunk, one of us is sober, hence the name Too Drunk to Be Sober. Gareth came up with the name. A round of applause.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, babes. You're very welcome. Yeah, and that's basically what we want to kind of do. We also kind of want to like dive into controversial topics each episode. So today we're kind of doing the gay community and how it's toxic. But first, before we go into that, maybe we can introduce ourselves a little bit. Yeah, what do you think?
You sure?
Yeah, I think that's good. So I'll introduce myself first because I'm shut up. My name is Jamie, and you guys probably already know that because you probably followed me from Instagram. That made me sound so self-absorbed. Oh my god, I hate that. My name's Jamie. I'm a tattoo artist. I'm 21 again this year, and I just like to get fucking mortal, don't I? I need to cut the English accents out like full. Yeah, I need to stop. I'll pass the mic over to Gareth.
Well, my name is Gareth. Oh, here we go with the English accent.
Yeah, there you go, can't stop.
My name is Gareth. I'm 23. What else do I say? You don't know me from Instagram because you didn't follow me there.
Oh!
There you go. I'm kind of like the Michelle Visage to your RuPaul.
We love that. Yeah, we love that.
I feel like that's a good synopsis.
Or my Ariana. What's Ariana Grande's cousin? Courtney.
Oh, Courtney.
Courtney.
Yeah.
You're the Courtney tomorrow. If anyone doesn't know who Ariana Grande is, you need to get out from your bed. Even though, Anyway, basically, I met Ariana Grande. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, back to where we're going. Yeah. So basically, we just kind of want to go into the gay community and how it's toxic. We have like some bullet points here. Obviously, we're not going to be reading from a script or whatever. It's a podcast. We want it to be as natural as possible. But like basically, the first one we kind of have written down here is the beauty standards in the gay community. And boy, oh boy, is there a lot of beauty standards in the gay community.
A lot of shit.
And we just want to put a disclaimer, trigger warning. We always talk shit about people in the gay community, and we always like, we hate gays even though we're gay ourselves. But me personally, I don't hate all gay people. It's just like certain people who kind of fall under these categories we're talking about that make it so exclusive. Exclusive, that's the right word.
Yeah, I feel like if you're in the gay community though, you know, like if somebody says I hate the gays,
you know why, because
you know who we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with both of us we kind of fallen victim to like beauty standards in the gay community. I just messed with my words there. That was great.
Keep it going.
I will. Don't worry. This is what the people love to hear. We both kind of fallen victim between in beauty standards. I think like personally myself, if anyone follows me on Instagram, you know I fucking hate myself, like down to a T.
Don't we all?
I know. Yeah, exactly. Don't we all? But like no matter what people say, just like you're this, you're that, tell me this and that, throw the shit for the birds I'm ghosting. If anyone gets that reference, please let me know. It doesn't matter because I genuinely think a lot of these stem from the gay community, because you know if you're not like pretty, thin, white, built, whatever, you are literally not valid in the gay community, and that is just facts.
Yeah, no, literally what you were saying, like it like stems from the gay community. It really does, because like, I remember before like I even like came out as like gay or like started going out to the gay scene and all that kind of stuff. Like I never like had many issues with like my weight or my body or anything, but it was just because we went out and people started like putting me into boxes and stuff and not wanting to like interact.
100%.
And they just like it fucks with you.
Yeah, that's why like when you say like going into boxes, we kind of refer to like there's like obviously, you know, there's like different, I don't know if they're called tribes in the gay community or whatever, but you know there's like twinks, there's like hunks, there's daddies, you know, all those type of things. And I think that is like really bad, because straight, like I know like straight people kind of have that thing as well. They don't really have it as like labeled as the gay community.
No,
you know, it's like a lot of people would be like interested in twinks or whatever, which is fine. Obviously everyone has a preference, but when you like demean someone and like tear them down because they're not a specific beauty standard, it's like obviously it's gonna fuck you up. It's actually gonna make you feel so bad about yourself. And I think like labeling different like tribes or whatever you want to call it is just so toxic. I genuinely think it's just really bad. So yeah, like we were saying, like obviously like the different body types and different labels and whatever in the gay community are so bad, because it's like if you have a low self-esteem like I do, I'm sure Gareth probably feels the same way. It's obviously not gonna be nice if you like say you're feeling this about yourself, but then someone's like point it out and they label you as like an otter or like a twink or whatever. Because like personally I think we both kind of struggled with our body image, you know. me myself, I've always felt like I was too skinny, and like I genuinely think I had a trigger warning eating disorder when I was younger, because I was looking back in pictures, I was like, I was just so unhealthy, I just wasn't eating and everything, and like a lot of that was because my body, I just hated it, and then people would be like, you're a twink, and I was like, oh, that made me feel shit, because I was like, I don't want to be labelled as that, and I think it's probably the same for you, because I know you've...
Oh yeah, no, like I said before, like I never had that much of a like an issue with like my body or my weight when I was growing up. But then as soon as like I kind of stepped out into like the gay scene, going out, like all that kind of stuff, and people were kind of like putting me into boxes, and they weren't like, you know, I go out with my friends, like I go out with you and like a few others, and like yeah, and like we've talked about this loads, but like all of our friend group is like skinny, so do you know what I mean? So it was kind of like whenever I went out, not that I was like begging for attention, but it was like when I was going out with you, it was like they weren't interested in even like including me in the conversation because I didn't fit, you know, I didn't fit like that tribe that they were looking for. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
100%. Like, and like I've noticed like a few times when we've been out on a night out, which is so bad, and I feel terrible about it. Like people will come over to like me or Gareth. I'm not naming names because obviously we're just starting this first podcast. We don't want to be cancelled, but like certain people will just come over and be like, where's this person? Where's that? And they're talking to Gareth. It's like, why would you not just talk to Gareth?
This one, okay. Whenever I go out and I'm not with like Jamie or like any of my other friends, I'm going out with somebody else.
For the record, we literally only have one friend. It's like I only have Gareth and Jamie. He has me. So when he says other friends, we don't have any.
I go out by myself. When I go out like without Jamie or like any of like my other friends, like people will constantly come up to me and ask where's Jamie, where's so and so, and they don't bother with me, and I'm like, that's kind of like, I'm friends with you too. Do you know what I mean? Like we've talked on nights out multiple occasions, and you're only interested. It just makes it look like you're only interested in talking to me when I'm around those other people.
Yeah, 100%, and that's like terrible because I remember, excuse me, cough there, no coronavirus in here. I remember a specific incident where someone came over and literally just blatantly like didn't even acknowledge Gareth, and they just like complimented me, and I felt terrible about that. I don't know if you remember that, and I like apologized to you because I was like, I felt so bad.
I do, because I remember I was vaping at the time, and I kept blowing the vape smoke into his face because you were like, I saw you were so uncomfortable. I think because he was an older gentleman.
Yes.
Yeah, and I remember just kind of like,
yeah.
But I was just like, oh yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, like it's just bad. It's like if people will literally like, they won't even acknowledge you as a human if you're not fitting these beauty standards in the gay community, which is insane to me. Yeah, but we're saying the gay community, it's just not good. It's very, very toxic in that sense. Obviously, you have people who are, you know, genuine, nice people who want to know you for you. But, you know, obviously, especially with, like, apps, I don't think we have, like, ever discussed it. Like, you know, like, dating apps and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the, like, gay community, they don't use, like, Tinder and stuff for dating. They use it for hookups. And obviously, when you're on, like, Tinder and stuff, you're not swiping for their personality. You're swiping because of their appearance.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was on Tinder, people would, like, swipe and they would be like, you're perfect twink, or, like... I remember the specific, Incident. That's the word. Thank you.
Incident.
See, incident. I don't even know how to spell that. I'm stupid. We both dropped out of college, by the way, because we're
Could you tell?
Yeah, we're not the best. Yeah, I remember the specific incident where this one guy was like, "Oh, you're like so tan. Where are you from?" And I was like, "I'm Irish, but my dad's Chinese." And he was like, "I want your Chinese body on me." I was like, "Ew."
It's so weird.
It's like, that's cool. I would never be like someone, "I want your white body on me." Like,
if you met somebody in a bar. The way I said that was weird. If you met somebody in like a bar or something, would you say that to them?
No.
Just going up and saying it to them.
Absolutely not.
I just find it weird. I don't like people talking like that on apps. I don't like
it. It's so strange. Like I would like, and I actually said like it's so weird. You would never go up to someone in a bar and be like, "I want your Asian body on me," or like, it's like what the who fucking says that?
Yeah,
that's fucking creepy. Like, but yeah, you would never go up and say that to someone and be like, "I want your Asian body on me." So it's like, why do people like feel the need to say that to you online? And I think it's obviously because people behind a screen, people are a lot more bolder online.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It's like at the end of the day, we're still human beings. We're people. And it's like, it's disgusting. That behaviour is disgusting.
I think you summed it up really well.
Yeah, I think I summed it up really well as well. Obviously there's like a lot more issues which we're gonna dive into in the moment. But
No word from our sponsor.
No, we don't have a sponsor. Maybe one day, if anyone does want to sponsor us listening to this, that would be delicious. And yes, I use delicious as a describing word. How do you feel about that?
I love it.
Do you love? There you go. We should have a drinking game every time one of us does English
There's not going to
accent.
be much that I'm knocking this back.
Yeah.
Like,
by the way, Gareth is drinking. What are you drinking? Tell the audience.
I'm drinking a Smirnoff and a Monster because I was feeling particularly tired today.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd buy an energy drink.
I love that. By the way, Gareth just like lives off Monster. He currently has like a fucking what is this? This is a Mac, is it? Is that not a Mac? Why is there?
Not a Mac.
Oh, it's not a Mac. Oh, but why is there an Apple? Oh, it's a stick. Oh my god! Look at this cheap bitch over here. He has a Windows laptop with an Apple sticker on it. But he has the sticker flittered with fucking Monster stickers.
I got this when I was 15. This laptop. I have not used anything else.
Okay, fair enough. But Gareth loves Monster. Completely unrelated to what we're talking about. I know we're gonna go back into the whole gay scene and how we fucking hate the FAGs.
We're just begging Monster to sponsor.
Yeah,
us,
please,
right?
Monster, sponsor us. But any time before the panoramic, when we would go out, Gareth used to go to the garage after a night out. Basically where he lives, there's like a garage, like a 24-hour garage where you can like go get stuff after, and he would like vlog on his private story, and he would just be getting Monster. And do you know the name of the guy who would serve you?
Oh no.
No.
I know his face. I don't know his
you don't
face.
say.
I know his face.
But the poor guy, he would be like,
I'd be not, because like the door would be closed, so like I couldn't get in because it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. So like I would like literally be banging on the side of the window.
let me in,
and
please.
this poor guy would just like walk out, and I'd be like, could I just get like, because you couldn't really hear through like the window, so I was like, can I just get like a can of Monster? And then I do like, you know, the way Monster cans have the claws on it, I do like a little
put your paws
put your claws up Monster, and I do that.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Gareth is such a Monster fiend, and he only likes the green one as well, which is
no, I like the sugar-free white one. I only got that one because it was the only one in Dunn's.
white.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. One of our things is racism in the gay community. He's already announcing white with a hard W. So I guess we could just dive into that now. So basically, as I was saying earlier, the gay community is super exclusive, and whoever says it isn't is a big fat liar. If anyone knows that quote, by the way, that's amazing. Yeah, the gay community is super exclusive, and you think a community that is so inclusive wouldn't be as exclusive as it is. You know, there is a lot of things in it that make it exclusive, such as like, you know, racism. Like different races are so fetishized, especially in the Asian community, which I will dive into myself in a minute. But as well, there's like other things, you know, like not being like masculine and stuff or being too feminine. It's crazy. You know, I feel like there's huge emphasis on like men being too feminine or too masculine, and I think for myself and Gareth, well, I don't know if I can speak for you, but definitely for me, I definitely don't think I'm like extremely masculine, but I'm neither extremely feminine. I feel like I could be a mix, but I feel like there's like such an emphasis to label on it, but I'm like, why do I have to label myself to be,
it's like femme or mask?
Yeah, to be valid in the gay community? It's like, why do we need to put these labels on them? You know, it's like we all suck dick. You know, we all like an erect penis. Sorry, Dad, if you're listening to this. We all do enjoy that. So it's like, why does that make us less of a man, or why does that make us more of a man if we're more masculine? It's like, at the end of the day, if you're putting a dick in some guy, you're gay. You know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, like, do you remember like, I'm not like on Grindr, I'm not sure if they still do it now, but I remember like a while ago they used to have these things like in their bio. It was like no femmes, no twinks, no Asians, any all that shit.
There you go.
Like literally, like why?
It's crazy. It's like you're literally at the end of the day, like I said, you're still putting your dick in someone's, like it's still putting a dick in a guy. So I'm like, how does like someone being too femme or too masculine like change that? I don't understand it.
I get that everybody has like
a preference,
yes. Yeah, and they don't want to. But I mean, I wouldn't like. It's just so fucking mean to be like, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. I know. If you don't want it, don't fucking talk to people.
Exactly.
Like
and it's like, you think like the gay community as well, like especially because we've been so hated on for years, like, you know, gay people have been burned at stakes for being gays or whatever, and it's like, you think with all the rights and everything we'd fight for, we wouldn't have turned out like this. It's insane to me. It's like, people were like, we want to be able to freedom to love, but then they're being so picky when it comes to guys they want to love.
Oh.
I was just spitting facts there, wasn't I?
Picky just got to me there. I'm like,
people are picky in the gay community. It's insane how picky people can be in it, and it's like, the life is so short for that shit. It's like, oh my god, like why are you again, I get everyone has preference, but preference is meaning like someone has like brown hair. Preference is not being like, you're too feminine, so no, I don't care what anyone says. That's probably controversial, but there again, that's the whole point of our podcast. That's not a preference. I'm sorry, it's not. Someone's personality trait is not a preference. That's just who they are.
Yeah. No, you can't just pick and choose.
Yeah, and it's crazy. As you're saying, like, on the Grindr bios, people are saying, like, no Asians. For me, personally, I'm half Asian, for anyone who doesn't know, even though I always, by the way, I always get asked, like, what race am I? I'm half Asian. People are always, like, guessing, like, you're, like, Saudi Arabian or Spanish. I've once gotten South African. I was like, okay. I was like, I'll take it.
Guessing?
I was like, why are you guessing South African? But I was like, you know, fair enough.
Why are you guessing in general? It's a bit weird.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, whatever. Some people think I'm white, which I'm like, ew, disgusted. How dare you call me white? But as you're saying, like, people being like, no Asians in the bio, I feel like with Asian people in the community, especially with everything's going on now, stop the Asian hate hashtag. I should put the hashtag front there, isn't that how that normally goes?
Yeah, well, yeah, you got the message across.
I got the message across.
Stop the Asian hate.
Yeah, stop the Asian hate. We love our Asians. In the gay community, it's like people either really fetishize them or just aren't interested in them at all. And people being like, Asian people are unattractive. I'm sorry, that's racism. That is like
extreme racism.
That's racism. Being, especially as well with people of color, black people, you know, all that stuff. Being like, I would never date a black person. That's racism. Like racism, and it's really prevalent in the gay community where people be like, I don't want to date an Asian because they're not attractive. Like, how is that? How does that make sense?
I think it just stems back from like the racial stereotype that like all Asians look alike, or like all these like.
Have you ever met a white person? They all look honestly, the fucking same.
All fucking gay white people. They
all the same.
The same. Like if you look at a gay white couple,
oh my god,
the same as their partner.
Oh my god, I don't get that. It's like, why do gay people want to date people who look like themselves?
Extremely narcissistic.
Yeah. First of all, me and Gareth hate ourselves, so we would never want to look at ourselves when we fucking wake up beside them.
Absolutely.
I would actually get sick if I fucking ever got with someone who looked like me. Like, no, oh my god. But that back again, it's like, how dare people say that like races, like Asian people aren't as attractive as white people? Like that, I don't understand that. Like, again, having a preference, whatever, your preference could be dark hair. Asian people have dark hair, but why are you not dating an Asian person just because they're Asian? It's like, white people, like, obviously, like, white people in general, they're obviously more privileged and stuff. But in the gay community, if you're a fucking skinny white F-A-G-Y, I was gonna say, how do I spell that? F-A-G?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say fag. I said it. It's my podcast. I'll do what I want. They're like put on a pedestal compared to everyone else. And like I was saying, back to like fetishizing, Asian people can be so fetishized. Like, I've had messages being like I said, I want your Asian body on me and stuff.
Which is extremely weird.
It's extremely fucking weird. Who fucking says that? Anyway, we've talked enough about that person. But like, it's like people will, like, I know loads of people who I actually follow are only into Asian people, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, again, you have your type, but then you just get creepy with it, being like, Asian people are just like so skinny and tight and stuff. I'm like, ew. My butthole is just as tight as a white person's, okay? Again, sorry, Dad, if you're listening to this.
That was lovely.
I know, that was a picture. That was a picture perfect image. Yeah, it's just crazy to me. And then, like, I was only discussing this with a friend of mine, like, a while back. I did, like, a little interview with him because he has a thing on TikTok called The Colouring Book, and he was, like, saying, like, do you think... basically, The Colouring Book is where it's, like, he interviews, like, people of colour and, like, basically what their interests and stuff, and racism. And he was like, do you think people who exclusively don't date people of colour is racist? I'm like, that is literally so racist.
Extremely.
It's excuse me. It's equivalent to someone not hiring someone because they're black or Asian or whatever. And it's like, people who don't see that. I've had, like, after my friend put up that one, he got loads of hate being like, you can't say that, everyone has a preference. It's like,
I don't think race is a preference.
Race is not a preference.
No,
you can't.
Okay, that's, I didn't want to like come off as like offensive or anything.
No, it's not. It's like, you can't help being born into the race you are.
No.
A preference is being like, I like slimmer people. You can fix that. You can't fix the colour of your skin.
No. The next thing we want to talk about, hold on, let me get a drink.
Oh yeah, he's drinking. He's like 3 drinks down already, and we've only been like 20 minutes in.
Downing this. I don't know. I just keep sipping.
It's like water. We started this podcast so Gareth has an excuse to get drunk, because every day during quarantine he's been sitting at home like drinking like a liter of vodka to himself while we play Apex, which is a video game. But you know, we have fun. But at least I'm
not complaining. At least I have a you know, I can go out and drink now. I'm not drinking in my pajamas.
Yeah, but like, it's just like a less excuse sad to get drunk.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
I suppose. Anyway, what we're going to get into next is like predatory behaviour in the gay community.
Oh yes, and there's a lot of it here.
I'm very excited to talk about this because it's just like, it makes me extremely uncomfortable, and it's yeah. Would you like to take the floor?
Yeah, it's crazy, you know, like predatory behaviour in the gay community is, again, so like prevalent in it. It's insane. Like, we were only saying the other day, we know some people in particular, again, not naming any names, who are like, you know, middle-aged men grooming like 17-year-old boys, and then as soon as they turn 18 they prance.
Can I just say, I just said, like, they will go after these fresh 18-year-olds in nightclubs, okay? But do you know how many times we've gone to a nightclub where our friends have used fake IDs?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Once you're in that nightclub, they think they're 18.
Yeah, you're not.
You're not. So the amount of times I wonder, I wouldn't know, but I wonder, these people that we were talking about, I wonder how many times they've gotten with somebody underage, and they've been fine with it. And
as well, I don't care what anyone says, you can tell by the look of someone how young they are. You can tell. Like, I can tell the difference between me and an 18-year-old, you know? It's like, they're obviously so much younger, and they haven't, like, no one's fully developed until I think like 25 or something.
Yeah.
So like, you can clearly see what age they are, and like, it just makes me feel so ill that men over 30 are literally preying on these young kids.
And are friends with them.
Yeah, are friends with them. It's as well, there's a lot of people who are friends with 30-year-old men who are like 18, 20, and I just feel like if that was like obviously opposite gender, so say if that was an 18-year-old female like hanging out, obviously this does happen as well, you know, I'm not just saying this is exclusive to the gay community.
Yeah.
Because obviously there is girls who are like in their 16s, 17, 18s who date older men, but it's wrong. I don't care what people say. I think it's genuinely weird. I think it's actually quite disgusting, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
But like I said, if this was turned the other way around, if a 17-year-old girl got groomed by a 30-odd-year-old man, people be like, there'd be uproar, be like, what the fuck? He is literally a pedophile. He's predatory towards her. He's being gross. He's grooming her, and that happens in the gay community. Like, there's actually so much pedophilia that happens in the gay community.
Like, if you say it out loud, like this, like say 40-year-old man is hanging around with this 18-year-old girl. Sounds disgusting.
It sounds gross.
If you say this 30-year-old man is hanging around with this 18-year-old boy,
yeah,
it's kind of like the girl version sounds better, but like not better.
Jesus, worse. Jeez, God, the drink's going straight to his head.
I'm like, no, it sounds worse, but it's just the fact that like people are just like dismissing it. It's kind of just making me extremely uncomfortable. Like, look at James Charles.
Oh yeah, James Charles. If anyone doesn't know what's happened with James Charles was currently
locked up.
Yeah, well, he should be locked up. The worst that he's got was a slap on the wrist by YouTube, and he's still a millionaire. So I don't millionaire. I don't know how to pronounce that, but he's still a millionaire, and that's not going to affect him at all.
No.
But if anyone doesn't know what happened with him, James Charles was recently exposed
by like 11 people.
By 11 people. You can cut that off. By like 11 people, because he's been like grooming and like sexting underage people, and by sexting we mean nudes. I've seen some of the pictures and they're disgusting.
Have you?
Well, I haven't seen the nudes, but I've seen like some of the pictures. Some of the pictures are like him with like a picture of his armpit.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh, that made me feel ill. I was like, I do not want to see your James Charles pit. Hi, pisters. Like, I don't want to see your fucking pit on my stream, like my Twitch. We're not doing Twitch, we're streaming. Or what are we doing? What is this? What is live?
Where are we?
We're podcasting. But yeah, I don't want to see your fucking pit on my Twitter feed. It's gross. And like the caption would be like, it'll only take like 2 seconds for you to send me a picture of your pit.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, James Charles. I'm not trying to king shame anyone, but like, as well, James Charles, who follow these guys, saw in their Instagram bios that they're underage, and people will defend him because he's popular. But like, look at R. Kelly. You know, I don't know if you've seen Surviving R. Kelly on Netflix. It's really good. R. Kelly, basically, he was like, obviously everyone who knows R. Kelly, he was like an R&B artist or whatever, or I think he was R&B. He has basically like a sex dungeon in his house.
What?
Yeah, it's really weird. He manipulates these girls, underage girls. He grooms them from a young age and basically keeps them in his house, like locked away from society. Like, they can't contact their parents.
They can't leave.
They can't contact his parents or anything. Like, what's his name? Aaliyah? Do you remember Aaliyah? That like artist?
Oh, yeah.
He married her when she was 15 and he was like 20 something. Yeah. There you go. But everyone defended R. Kelly then, being like, he's a music artist, he can't do that, he would never do that, blah, blah, blah. But that's the same thing that's happened with James Charles. All the supporters being like, James Charles wouldn't do that, blah, 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 they're lying. But this was the exact same thing that was said about R. Kelly. People were like, their victims are lying, but then it came out to be true that R. Kelly has a sex dungeon. And, may I add, R. Kelly is walking the streets, nothing's wrong with him, he's literally living his best life at the moment.
I honestly thought he was dead.
No.
Because I know of him. I don't know if he's living or not, but I thought he was dead. But like, the thing with James Charles again, like, he admitted, because he put out a video, he admitted to like 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then like 10 more allegations came out. and he was like, he put out another statement. I watched this like YouTube drama channel, love her,
Oh,
Angelica Oles.
I love her.
I love her, and I was watching her video on James, I think it was earlier today or yesterday, and like, he said that like his legal team was getting involved and people that were faking accusations, and I'm like, she said, like, she put it in a way like, he owned up to the 2 allegations, or whoever, like him, however many he owned up to, but then there's another 10 allegations that look the exact same.
There you go.
So like, you know, what legal action are you gonna like?
That's what I mean. Like, people are so quick to like believe James Charles just because he's a following or whatever, but these are like literally underage boys. They're not even like men, they're boys. That's what they are. They're underage, and like obviously like European state laws and everything are different, because obviously in Europe I think like, what is the legal age? It's either 16 or 17 for most places.
17, yeah.
I know a few other places are like 16, so like obviously that's hugely taboo in like America, because their drinking age over there is like 21. Like, imagine being 21 going on a night out, like your first night out being 21.
Yeah, that'll be you next year when you're 21.
Exactly. Wink wink. So obviously people, it's like far more taboo in America, but it's like normalized here, which it shouldn't be, because like 16-year-old should not be the legal age for anything.
I thought it was, because when we were in school, we just gone off on a tangent. Anyway, when we were in school, our teachers were like, oh, do you think we should like up the voting law or up the voting age because like 18's too young? Everybody was like, no, 18's fine. It was just like a question, like in a class that we had. Now that I look back on it, it should be upped.
Oh yeah.
When I look back, I get Snapchat memories of me on nights out when I was 18 doing the cringiest shit. I'm like, no, 18-year-olds should be allowed out when they're 18 years of age. It's just like, they're still a child.
Yeah, no, 100%. They're literally children.
I'm still like,
I feel like a child still.
I don't feel like an adult.
I definitely like, I do like want to move out, but I don't think I'm like ready for the real world.
Oh god.
Like I have like a pretty, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's a big boy job because I'm literally drawing on people, but it's like a career, you know.
Big boy job.
Like, I have my career sorted, but it's like, for me, I don't feel like I'm mentally like mature for the real world. Because we're still young. Like, we're only 21, and Garrett's like
40.
Yeah, he's like 46 going on 50. So like, it's like, we're just too young. But anyways, back to what we were saying. Yeah, pedophiles in the gay community, it's insane how much that happens. And as well, if you're in like a gay bar or anything, the amount of old men that are there that will prey on young people. Like, I've been walking up to the bar many times and I've had my ass groped, or I've had like someone grab my crotch area, and I'm like, no, don't touch me there. That's clearly my no square. Yeah. You know? And like, if I go to the urinal and stuff, that's why I don't use the urinal in gay clubs, because I've had old men like look over and I'm like, whatever, but I'm like, that's gross. Like, that's preferred. And like, by the way, groping someone like that is sexual assault. There you go.
No, 100%.
Yeah, it is.
Can you imagine if that was a man on a woman?
Yeah, it's gross.
That would be gross. Sexual assault, criminal charge, all this kind of stuff. But just because it's two men, it's just like
it's so like wishy-washy. Like, and it's like, I don't ask to be groped on a night out, like, ever. And like, I think that's the same for like girls as well. Like, if a girl wears a skirt, people are like, she deserves to be like escort. if she wears a skirt, she deserves it. But they don't. It's like, people just want to go out and have fun. We don't ask to be fucking groped. It's disgusting.
Literally, all we want to do is just fucking go out and dance.
Yeah, that's all me and Gareth do on a night out. Me and Gareth, like, will literally just run to a dance floor. And one time, I remember we were like, okay, let's go to the smoker. We were dripping sweat because we danced on the dance floor for a solid 2 hours straight, no breaks, because they just kept coming bops after bops after bops. And that's all we want to do on a night out, is just go out and have fun, you know? And that's like the thing, like, gay clubs and stuff, they're meant to be like a safe space for gay community, like for gay people, but then that shit happens there. Mm-hmm. It's like, why we want to go there to have fun. We don't want to be hate crime there, but we're getting fucking sexually assaulted there instead. So it's like, what's the story? Oh, it's mental.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I lost it there. I lost what I was gonna say.
She's lost it. She's totally lost it.
Totally lost it.
Yeah. But no, it's just crazy to me. Like, I like, this is so normalized in the gay community, and
nobody fucking bats an eyelid.
No one bats an eyelid of how weird this is. Yeah, like, it's so fucking weird.
Literally, just because it's two men.
Like,
nobody, like,
if you look at this, like, you know, when you're younger, right, and you would be like, say you're like 13 or whatever, and then someone's like, I'm hanging around an 8-year-old. People be like, what? That's weird. Yeah. Like that's not even that big of an age gap. That's like, what, 5 years? Imagine 10 years, 13-year-old, that's a 3-year-old. Mm-hmm. Like, who's hanging out with a 3-year-old? I'm not. They're fucking lumps, they can't even do anything anyway.
We see these people, we know who we're talking about.
Yeah, we know.
But it's extremely weird to me when we see these certain people on Instagram befriending these new 18-year-olds and hanging around with them all the time. And like, I get, okay, you know, when you're in work and stuff and you're like making friends with like older people, I don't see a problem being friends with older people.
Yeah, not at all.
But it's the fact that you befriend them for the sole purpose of getting with them.
Yeah,
and
it's an inappropriate relationship. Appropriate relationships are fine. Like a work relationship with someone, I feel like everyone has a relationship with someone at work where they're like an older woman or something. Everyone has that work relationship.
Every gay boy has it.
Literally every gay person
like
has an older. Yeah, exactly. That's like fine because you're workmates, whatever, and it's appropriate. But people will literally befriend an older man to get with them, or to be like show you off. You'd be like, I can hook up with this older guy. But it's like you're not impressing anyone. If anyone, everyone else is judging you. You know, and I'm not, I was gonna say we're not judgy people, but we're literally the worst. We're the worst people for that. We're saints, we would never talk shit. But I just can't get my head around how gross it is. Like it makes my skin crawl. And like we're not bad at that as well. Like we would never call it out because we would be like on nights out with certain people who would be like, oh, this is fine. But then we kind of like analyze it over the quarantine. We're like, wait, that's actually like
fucked up.
That's so fucked up and weird. Like it's like, do you not have friends your own age? And it's like it says a lot about someone if they can't make friends with someone their own age. You know, it's like why can they not like mentally connect with someone their own age?
It's like, I mean, back to James Charles.
Yeah.
I've done so much research on.
Oh, we love that.
I've just been like scrolling through fucking everything. But it was a podcast he was in. It was like one of the Paul brothers. I don't know. But like he was on a podcast and he was like, he said like he's so mentally mature that he wants to date somebody who's younger than him or something like that.
Ew. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's gross. Like, well, if you're like having the mentality of whatever age you are, would you not want to date someone with that mentality
or it's like the same mental age?
Same mental age. My ass. We see him twerking on TikTok with his fucking chapless ass.
And he's friends with all the young TikTokers.
Yeah, like Troy D'Amelio and stuff, and she's like only turned 16 or whatever age. So it's like, why would you want to hang out with someone who's 16? Because like, we've had our friends who've dated. Oh, Gareth's pouring another drinky poo.
I have gone through so much.
Yeah, he has a shoulder and it's like almost gone.
There's like not even a quarter.
It's like we were doing good maths. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Oh, ASMR. But yeah, would you not like? I don't understand. We've had friends who've dated guys who are like 2 years younger than them. And they are the biggest fucking nonsense I've ever met in my life. And I'm the worst. If I don't like someone, you can just read it on my face. Like, I'm so bad. I will not be blunt. I'll be so blunt about it.
But I'll say it.
I'll say it in front of them. I'll say it to them. I'm the worst for that. Like, but we've had people who've dated people who just turned 18 or 17, and they're just the most immature people I've ever met. Like, I don't think I've ever experienced, like, one of our friends, one in particular, who's dated a guy younger than us, and he's been like as mature, which is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being a little bit immature.
I don't think 18 is a good like.
If you're 18, I feel like you should just be dating in your own age category. You know, it's like because it's why would you want to date someone older than you?
I just don't think 18-year-olds are like mature enough.
No, not at all. Like not at all.
Like as I said before, like about the voting age and all that kind of stuff. Like
it's insane.
I thoroughly agree that like we should like up the fucking vote. Like I just don't think 18-year-olds.
No, for sure. Like obviously, like in Ireland, we can drink at 18. In America, they're 21, which I'm kind of like, oh, that kind of makes more sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because when you're 18, you're so young and reckless and stupid. It's like,
which I mean, fair enough. Like we all have that, but like, I don't think we should. I just don't agree with it anymore.
No, I don't either. It's just like you see 18-year-olds doing stupid shit online. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe you're that age acting like that. But as you kind of grow older, you're like...
The fact that people are attracted to that
yeah, shit? Why are you attracted to children? I don't get it. Oh my god.
I just don't understand. It's just... It's very it just makes me extremely uncomfortable whenever I see it on Instagram.
Yeah, it's gross. It is very gross.
And they're doing...
sexual stuff.
No.
Wait, what?
I was gonna say TikTok.
Oh, I didn't mean sex. I meant like just like, oh... No, that makes me seem gross now. It's like I watch that. I don't. I watch regular porn. No, I didn't mean like that.
Doing TikToks.
I thought you meant like because like there's TikToks where like people were like finger the camera. Have you ever seen those like point of views? And it's like a 16-year-old. He's like pretending to have sex on his camera, and I'm just like, this is so uncomfortable. Like you're literally underage, and I'm fucking watching.
That's why
it.
I don't use TikTok.
And I like that only happens if you're on straight TikTok though. Which my other account is on straight TikTok, and then I'd be like scrolling through and it's like POV, I'm licking you out. I'm like, ew, I don't want to see this.
I should sign into your account.
See what the action's going on over there.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, it's just, anyways, it's just gross. Okay, I think we've talked enough shite about the gay community for one day.
Yeah, I don't know where we left off recording it last because we kind of cut it, so it might be a bit rocky.
Yeah, a little rocky, but
It's the first episode.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ, you do a fucking podcast. See how well you do.
Exactly.
Yeah, we could literally ramble on about the gay community for fucking hours, and we don't want this to be like hours long, hours and hours. But basically, at the end of every podcast, we kind of want to do like a little segment where we answer like 3 questions, and we put on our Instagram story. If you don't follow us there, it's
Too drunk to be sober.
very well done. I pointed at Garrett there for no one who saw that. We asked just ask us some questions, and we're going to do some quick fire ones. So the first one is from Rachel O'Connor Leonard. I'm going to say Leonard. And they ask advice on coming out to non-supporting parents and family.
Well, to me, coming out is kind of like a weird thing for me because I don't really agree with coming out in general, because I don't like. I mean, whoever you're attracted to, I don't think it's anybody else's business.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I don't really agree with like having to like going to the living room, sitting everybody down, being like, do you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't like expect a straight person to like do the same thing. So for me, it's kind of like I don't really agree with it. But if you are coming from that kind of like non-supportive kind of background, I mean, to me, like when I did like come out to my mom and dad, it was grand, like
emotional.
It was so emotional.
Crying.
Like, they were fine. Like my mom was like, all right, like it wasn't really a big deal. But so like I don't really have that kind of experience.
Like just don't put yourself in danger, I think.
I think if you're like, this goes for anybody. Like if nobody like supports you, regardless if it's family or friends, if nobody supports you, you don't need them. And I know family can be like,
people say blood is thicker than water, but it's like if they're not supporting you, it's like who cares?
You don't need them.
No,
like honestly, you don't need them. Like wait until
the right time.
Yeah,
I think as well you need to be in like a safe space. If you know that they're gonna act like maybe physically violent or whatever, obviously don't do it as much as it probably kills you to do it. Wait until you're in a safe environment to do it. Because I know myself, like I didn't have the best experience coming out. My dad and I didn't have we had a bit of a falling out for months, but obviously nothing physically violent or anything happened. You just gotta wait for the right moment, you know, just make sure you're in a safe area, safe space, and just do it when you're ready, and make sure you're comfortable while doing it.
Yeah. Next question, please.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next question. This one comes from _Lisa _Alexandra ___, and they ask thoughts on Gen Z. Now, are we Gen Z or are we millennial? No, we're Gen Z.
I think you're.
I'm Gen Z.
You're Gen Z. See,
Garrett's like 80, so he's like.
I'm
a boomer.
No, I did like a good 30-minute research on this because I'm so. 97 is like, it's on the cusp, as the astrologists want to say. It's like. It's either millennial or Gen. Is it millennial? Yeah, millennial or Gen
millennial. Yeah.
Or Gen Z. So I don't know. I don't know. But I think we're doing a separate podcast on Gen Z.
Yeah, we're kind of doing on
kind of generation.
Yeah, kind of like because like I think we're not gonna spoil too much, give too much content away. You Jesus, you greedy fuckers. But I like our opinion is like I think I hate when people are like. See, I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but I do think a lot of Gen Z is too sensitive, and I'm not saying like because people be like we're not sensitive, you're just homophobic, blah blah, but no, we actually are too sensitive,
extremely sensitive.
Like what's going on? Me and Gareth, we use like Twitter actively. Him more so than me. Like he's like like stan accounts and stuff. I'm just kind of using them casually, but like he does be seeing tweets and they'd be like trigger warning food. I'm like, how is food triggering? And like I get like people have eating disorders because that's like the argument people said, but it's like it's not. They weren't talking about like eating disorders. They're literally talking about like what I want to eat for dinner. And like I don't think putting a trigger warning before food is healthy because you literally need food to survive. So putting a trigger warning before food puts a stigma behind it that it's bad and food is good for you. Chicken nuggets are good for me. But that's basically our opinion on it. I think like Gen Z, a lot of people need, obviously I do appreciate we are like more progressive and we are making more progression and we're like more accepting whatever, but some people take it a bit I'm not trying to generalize everyone, but some people do take it like just a bit tad far, like it's crazy. Okay, and moving on to our very last question. This one comes from Shauna Radford. Hey Shauna, we love you. She asked, who's a celebrity that you hate for no reason? And
okay anyway, no, you go first.
What were you gonna say?
No, because I was trying to think, like, we were going over these questions yesterday and I just could not for the life of me, I could not think of a celebrity that I hate for no reason.
Yeah, obviously there's like celebrities we hate for like reasons, like obviously like Donald Trump and stuff, he's an absolute fucking scumbag, you know. But like I hate Louis Thompson. Is that his name, Louis Thompson?
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just everything he does annoys me. It's just he's just like he's not keeping up with the times as well. You know, like you see like Zayn and like Harry, and they're like doing really well. But like Louis, it's like he's like straggling behind or something, and I don't know why I hate him. It's just like it's like, you know, when like you see someone's face and it irritates you. Mm-hmm. Anytime he comes up my feed or anything, it makes me physically want to throw my phone at a wall, and I do not know why.
That's fair. I mean, for me, I kind of came up with an answer, but I don't want.
No, say it.
No, because it's not for like no reason, but like I don't want like this particular fandom to come after me, because I know if they get a hold of any of this, I've seen what can happen. But I love them now. I like them. Like, they're fine. I have no problem with them. But like before, I wasn't a fan of BTS because of their fandom. Yeah, like I love them now. I love that song Dynamite.
Shout out to Dynamite. No, I agree with you. Like, I think fandoms. Oh, I just hit my hand there for anyone who heard that. I think fandoms can be super toxic, especially like the Barbs. If anyone doesn't know that, it's Nicki Minaj's fandoms, and like they're so toxic. You cannot disrespect Queen Nicki Minaj.
Oh no.
And I love Queen Nicki Minaj, though, to be fair. So like, come for her, you come for our family. You know, yeah. You come for me, you come for our family. That was me supposed to be like a mob boss. But like the fandoms can make you hate an artist. They really can.
Big time.
They really can. That's why I think I like Ariana for a while, because I was like, oh my god, the fandom was just so annoying.
Yeah.
But then I listened to her, I was like, oh, I actually love her.
I feel like we could do an episode on this, because I have a lot to say. But
at the same time,
no, the Stan. Well, I mean, I don't know. But like, to me, like, Stan Twitter was kind of like, it's extremely toxic, because I hated so many artists because I was biased to Ariana. So like any like other main pop girl, I just hated because of that. Oh yeah. Now I kind of like, it's a bit weird to be hating on other artists,
especially when you're grown.
When you're grown, like, and you're hating on
the grown age of what we are is like,
it's a bit weird.
Yeah, come on, like actor age as well. Like with like fandoms and stuff, they would be like literally like sending death threats to people, like kill yourself.
Oh,
trigger warning. They'd be like, because I feel like that's triggering. They'd be like, kill yourself.
You did trigger warning after.
Yeah. If I triggered you there, I'm very sorry. They'd be like, kill yourself, do this, or fucking, you know, do all this horrible stuff. It's like, oh my god, that is terrible. Yeah. Like, I would cry if something. No, I don't think I would. I'd kind of be like, someone's finally given me the go ahead to do it. Yeah. And I would do it. No, I wouldn't. Jokes. Haha. I'm actually mentally stable. Gareth's not. He's like, what?
I was looking at this. That unwrap again. Okay, that was very confusing for me.
Yeah. Gareth's easily confused.
No, see, when I get to this drunk state, I'm just like...
Yeah, Gareth's like 4 drinks in now, which is...
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Like, we've only been filming for like an hour and he's already 4 drinks in. But we love that, though. That's the whole point of our podcast. One of us is drunk, one of us is sober.
Yeah.
And like, I think every time we should like maybe ask someone to pick a drink for you, because I'd love for that.
See, yeah, okay, I'm behind that. But at the same time, don't make me drink gin, because every time I drink gin...
He turns into... What's it?
I sleepwalk.
Oh yeah, I love them.
No,
oh my god,
because I remember the last time I drank gin, I was like, I went to bed and then I woke up in my mum and dad's bed. I was like, what the fuck? And then my mum was like, do you remember last night? And I was like, no. And she was like, you came into our room, you stood beside me, you started screaming, and was just like, get out of bed, get out of bed, get out of bed. My mum woke up and she was like, Gareth, what's wrong? I pushed her aside and got into bed.
It was so funny.
And then I woke up in my mum and dad's bed. I was like, what the fuck? That's the second time. I can't remember the first time, but I sleepwalk all the time.
Yeah, Gareth's very bad when he gets drunk. He's like putting pizzas in the oven and walked away, and the house be like on fire.
Oh, that was another fun time.
Yeah.
We got home from a night out and I had a pizza, put it on. I left it.
It was like 2 hours or something.
2 hours, yeah. I fell asleep in front of the TV and I woke up. I'm not even joking. The entire house was full of smoke. I woke up in a cloud of smoke. I was like, oh shit, me pizza.
Yeah, fucking pizza. That's the only thing you can. But like Gareth, I feel like is a pyromaniac, low-key. He got these candles. Gareth's like a fucking candle connoisseur now at the moment.
I'm like Angela the candle vlog.
And he almost lit his fucking house on fire. His like wall was burnt and everything.
Yeah, like I had a candle on a shelf and I had like a poster like in a frame above it, and I didn't really think anything of it, so I lit it. And then like I was on like a call with you the other day, and I was like, we were talking, and then I looked at the wall and I was like,
he was on fire.
The wall was just black. The frame was white, now is black at the bottom. The poster in the frame, for some, I don't know how it got burnt.
But the poster in the frame was
Yeah, there's like brown marks at the bottom of it.
Oh, we love brown marks. Little skid marks.
I know.
Well, Gareth knows all about that. We'll get into that in another episode. Winky, winky.
Absolutely.
Okay, I guess that's where we're gonna end the podcast. Yeah, I think we like rambled on a lot.
We did,
but we enjoyed it. Like I said,
I feel like that's us though.
Yeah, when me and Gareth get together, we'd actually just talk shite. Like, we actually don't even talk shit. But that's what makes a good podcast, I feel.
We just talk about random stuff. That's
random stuff. So we're going to try to get these out weekly if possible. We're going to see how this goes. But we have a lot of exciting content to come up with. We're going to like try do controversial topics each week. Next week we have a special guest on.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited to do it. And we're basically talking about, the stigma behind OnlyFans. And just trying to break that and stuff. So look forward to that. Like I said, we're going to try to get these out once a week. And is there anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
The British accent's coming out, so I think we should
stop
now.
I think that's like where we cut the cameras. Dead ass. Thanks.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram.
Actually. Oh yeah, follow us on Instagram. My Instagram is Jammy Dodge, Jammy Drawings, Jammy Dodge Backup. Too drunk to be sober. No, I'm joking. Just follow me on Too Drunk to be sober. That's all I know. If you and Garrett's handle is
the Gar print.
The Gar print.
It's like
the pink print,
yes. But with Gar.
Yeah, because Garrett's nickname is Gar.
Yeah, that's me.
That's period. Sis Queen
that
Slay Hunty. But yeah, thanks so much for listening to our very first podcast. Again, we apologize if it's a little rocky. We're still getting used to it, but we'll figure it out as it goes. And yeah, thanks so much. We appreciate all the love and support so far, and we hope you enjoyed this.
Thank you.
Love you the most.
Bye.
Bye besties.